Thank you. I'd like to call to order the Monday, December 6th meeting of the City of Monona Finance and Personnel Committee. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Alder Thomas? Here. Alder Wood?
Here.
Mayor O'Connor?
Here.
Video's not live.
Oh, there we go. All right. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of the November 15th meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Any corrections or additions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Minutes are approved. There are no appearances. There is no unfinished business. Couple items under new business. Item 6A, consideration of Resolution 21-12-2525, authorizing a new contract with the Nehemiah Community Development Corporation for community facilitation services. Is there a motion to approve this?
So moved.
Second.
Brian, do you want to?
Yeah, thank you. So as you know, we are in a contract with the Nehemiah Center for work on diversity, equity, inclusion. We've been working with them since August of 2020. We started discussions with them towards the tail end of the summer to think ahead for, okay, once we complete kind of the first book of work, they were contracted to work with us on what would the next year look like if the council were to want to go in that direction. So what they put together is the scope of work that's in your packet this evening and on council docket for first read tonight. Karen Rees from Nehemiah will be at the city council meeting tonight to provide an overview of where we've been and where they envision us going in year 2. I'm happy to take any questions that anyone might have on the scope or where we've been.
Doug?
Yeah, can you refresh our memory or tell us what, how much of the last first contract has been accomplished, and did we pay everything, or how did that happen?
Sure. So we have to date expended, I believe it's about $44,000 out of our original $56,000 contract for year 1. There are some items from this year 1 that are going to get held over to year 2. There's some executive coaching sessions with the mayor, myself, and Dr. G. That'll be in 2022. They did a little bit less work on the police training plan, so that line item will be less than what was originally budgeted. I'm trying to think what else. The African American assessment is still pending, so that line item might be a little bit less. So to date, we have probably about another $12,000 remaining, but I don't believe all of that will be expended by the time we close out this first year contract.
Okay.
And then in terms of year 2, kind of what they're focusing on, year 1 was a mixture of internal staff work and a little bit of external community work. There still will be some internal staff and city council work with Nehemiah, but they will kind of move a little bit of the focus on externally with the community with some additional listening sessions to not only bring people up to date as to where we've been and where we're going, but also to work to engage community members in this work, as well as the policymakers and staff members that have been working on this. In addition, kind of the one pivot that we had in the year 1 contract that we will continue through to year 2 is, if you remember, in the original contract, they suggested creating a separate community advisory council that would be separate from the city.
Right.
That idea kind of morphed in the winter, spring of 2021 to be the ad hoc diversity and equity inclusion work group. And so they spent that time that was allotted in the contract advising the work group, and as part of the year 2 contract, they envisioned carrying that advising efforts forward to whatever that group may want to look like after the initial 6-month period is done and the council decides where they'd like that group to go. So that is a piece of their year 2 contract, to continue in some sort of advisory role to whatever group grows out of that initial ad hoc DEI work group.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else? All in favor say aye.
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 Motion passes. Thank you. Next, item 6B, consideration of Resolution 21-12-2526, approval to purchase video laryngoscopy equipment system. Is there a motion to approve this?
Move to approve.
Second.
Chief? It sounds, kind of makes me choke thinking about it.
Well, good evening. So I took this to public safety last month for their approval and recommendation up to you folks. So what this is in 2019, we purchased the stored video laryngoscopic equipment for Medic 60. Before I started, they did some review. This is what they picked. This is what they're using. With new medical direction, what's on our backup ambulance is what we had before, which is it's called King Vision. Unfortunately, it's not able to record or take pictures like the new equipment does. And in speaking with our new medical director, she will not approve it on the ambulance. So what that left me with was a couple of directions to go. I could have went what I would consider the cheaper direction, but that would waste the $15,000 we spent in 2019. Because we have to have a single type of video equipment, basically. So I can go with the cheaper version now, but it takes that $15,000 we spent in 2019 and throws it away, basically. Or I can go this other route and buy another one of these for the second ambulance, along with the training equipment that we need. Cost was not the only thing I looked at. I went back since they put this into service in 2019. Our paramedics have had a first pass success on every innovation they've done with this equipment, which they did not have before they bought this equipment. So while this is what I would consider a Cadillac of video laryngoscopy for EMS providers, since we had already purchased one, that's why I'm looking to purchase a second one and bring our second ambulance up to this same level. Being that we're starting to get Medic 62 in service quite a bit more, and next year I expect to see it in service actually quite a bit more than this year. We're trying to be proactive and get this in place before the medical director takes over January 1st. She's a very aggressive airway management ER physician, so we met for about 3 hours and discussed our options, and this happened to be the best option that came out of it. So, and we're looking to do this out of the EMS fund balance.
Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Motion passes. Next, item 6C, consideration of Resolution 21-12-2527, approval to purchase two powered stair chairs.
Move approval.
Second.
Chief?
Hi again. So with the approval of getting the cot and the lifting system in the capital budget for next year, we reached out to the two vendors that provide this particular equipment. And the staff selected the Furno brand, which is not the brand we currently have, but it's a newer brand that does a lot more stuff than what our current power cots do. One of the things they have is a powered stair chair, which we use, I'm going to say probably daily, if not 2 or 3 times a day, to move patients either from downstairs upstairs or from upstairs downstairs. So in approaching Furno and talking to them and letting them know, here's what my budget is for this lift system and the cot, they came in under budget to be able to add these stair chairs to the project, and we'll also trade in all of our old equipment toward this. So it's an increase of $7,000 over what was approved for the lifting system in the 22 capital budget. But being this is a new project, something we don't have currently, I'm looking to use the state EMS funding assistance dollars to cover that difference, that $7,000 difference. I had 6 of my 9 full-time staff there when they brought them in, and I'll be honest, the lift system, or the cot and the lift system was, yeah, that's cool, but this is something we use every day. So we tried to sit down with the rep and try and figure out the best cost we could get for to purchase these and put them on the trucks. So that's the $7,000 difference. I'd like to take out of EMS funding assistance if possible.
Questions? So we do have one of these already, but this is to replace one and then have one for the other ambulance, is that?
So we currently have a stair chair on each ambulance required by statute, but both of them are non-powered. They're both equipment that are, the one on 60 I think is 8 years old, and the one on 62 is close to 12 years old. They don't normally get checked when they do the cot checks. They just let them, they're mechanical, so they as long as they don't break, nobody looks at them. So this would replace both 60 and 62 stair chairs with the powered version, along with the new lift system and cot for 60.
Okay. Any questions?
Nope.
Okay, hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Motion
Thank you.
passes, thank you. Moving on to acceptance of general fund accounts payable checks dated November 12th through December 2nd, 2021. Documentation of invoices paid is available in the city clerk's office. Mark?
Yes, a lot of it's just standard business, but page 19, electronics, they kind of do a lot of repair cameras and locked doors. So here's some of the items they've been working on for us.
So, Mark, I had a question on page 15.
Sure.
Don't get too far away from it. The 78,388.46 to the
yeah,
treasury,
so-
U.S. Treasury.
That was for, I was unable to do it by, usually I do this payment by telephone. I was unable to do that, so I had to send a check. That's your monthly, or it was after the pay period, you had to pay the FICA, Wisconsin retirement, or FICA, Social Security, and federal withholdings. Usually I do it by telephone, but it was not working, so I had to send a check.
Okay.
So that usually doesn't show up in here, but it's just a one-time thing.
Any questions about the Boldtronics? Is this the one for the conference room door, is that for the, whatever you call it, the pass key thing that we put in a while ago? Or is that for something different?
I believe it was for the it's for the door. I have to figure out exactly.
Okay,
what
I
it's
was just curious.
for. Yeah, same.
But
time.
it's for the installation of those, or we aren't already having problems? Are we? I hope.
We had some issues with door latches sticking on the lobby door,
Oh,
but that was really on, but no, this is that we're aiming towards that.
okay. All right. Thanks, Sam.
Page 20, Dino dock and lift, bowl launches, piers removal. Page 22, Joe Daniels Construction, Stonebridge Park. We do have one more invoice left from them, mainly the retainage. Pay on that. Page 25, RG Houston, Winnequa Road Bridge replacement. One of the payments for that. That's still ongoing. Page 30, just Barnes, fourth quarter brush pickup, the last one of the year. Underneath that, Baycon, it's the squad equipment for the new ones. That's part of your 2021 capital. Page 34, GEC, General Engineering Company, October buildings inspections. They've been busy right now finishing up on the current. Page 39, Strand Associates, just one in there. A couple of projects they're working on for us. And this is a monthly bill. And then page 43, Kensington Hotel. This is paid out of TIF 9. This is the agreement we have with them. We pay them so much, equivalent to what the room tax would be, 30%, part of their agreement. It's not the room tax money. It's just the measurement to pay them developers agreement money. That's all I have.
Any questions? Is there a motion to accept the bills?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion is approved. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 We are adjourned. Thank you.